One basic human fact, and we're seeing this more and more as time goes by, when you try and enforce something new onto a population and they don't want it, the first thing they'll do is they'll say, no, we don't want it. If that doesn't work, the next thing they'll do, they'll start writing letters saying the same. And then they'll make a petition saying, we definitely don't want this. And then when it goes ahead anyway, they do other things. Look at London, for example, with the Blade Runners and the cameras. It's going to happen, human nature. There is definitely a war on motorists going on in this country, whereby we're being slowed down, we're being judged, we're being taxed. Everything is going up, and the overall cost of motoring is going to come, very unaffordable to a lot if it hasn't done so already. I brought you a video yesterday about them talking about proposals to do with pay per mile. And there was a survey I put on the community page on this channel where I said, do you believe that something like this would be incoming? And there was a high percentage of you actually said, yes, I do think there is, by the back door particularly. Well, let's have a look in Wales, shall we? And, when I put this guy's face on the screen, I've probably heard all the Welsh viewers of this channel spit all at the same time. This, of course, is Mark Drakeford, and a lot of normal, everyday people hold him responsible for a great deal of trouble. And one of the main things is this supposed 20-mile-an-hour speed limit that's been enforced throughout Wales. And, of course, when you slow the cars down to an extent and you start seeing things like cyclists overtaking you at a rate of knots and ridiculousness like this, you just think, what the hell is going on? And naturally, as I said at the beginning of this video, people will rebel. And look what's happening. There's that there. There's another one. Blanked over. Now, they're blaming this on what they call vigilante drivers in Wales. They've rebelled against it. And there's something like 150 signs across the country so far that have had this kind of treatment. They're fighting back against the Welsh Labour government's war on motorists after the speed limit was lowered from 30 to 20 last year. Now, it's worth pointing out that even though it was lowered, it wasn't actually enforced until later on. And even then, Drakeford, and let's put him back on the screen, sorry about this, said, oh, well, it's okay. There might be a bit of confusion here. So just have a word with them first and slap them on the wrist and send, it either is or it isn't. There's not a halfway house, is there? Now, what's happening? This go slow limit was met with huge opposition, and more than 469,000 people signed a petition calling for it to be revoked, but it went ahead anyway. The Welsh government provided £34 million to Wales's 22 councils for new signs requiring it to alert drivers of the speed limit. Since September, there have been multiple reports of 20-mile-an-hour signs being vandalised across Wales, with one sign having been snapped in half, while others have been sprayed in black paint to hide the 20-mile-an-hour figure. Now, one question I have particularly, like with London, how much does it cost to replace these every time they're vandalised? There's been confusion over the signs as well, and will they be replaced? I do wonder. Now, that petition with 500,000 signatures on it, I do remember that. I do remember that very clearly, and it gained the most signatures in the least amount of time in the Senate's history. It was unbelievable, yet they still went ahead with it, therefore not listening to the voice of the people. Yeah, funny that. Well, what they did, they blamed it on a consultation and said, well, a high percentage of people that answered this consultation want this to happen, but for a freedom of information request that was provided to me, it was nowhere near the population of Wales. So how could you get a true and fair reading of the situation off of that, I have to wonder. Anyway, there you go. London has Blade Runners. What are we going to call them in Wales? Sign busters or something like that? Give me suggestions in the comments below. If you want to see another one of my videos, here's one here. It's just popped up. And as always, I look forward to talking to you again soon. Toodaloo.